All right, ladies and gentlemen of D-Class personnel, sit down. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Commander, and I'm going to be briefing you on the SCP you're about to go study out in the field, so pay attention. What we're looking at today, SCP-2241, Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. SCP-2241 is to be kept in a standard humanoid containment cell. SCP-2241 is to be allowed access to television and comic books and may be denied access to said items as punishment if required. SCP-2241 maintains a normal human diet but should be given additional food post-testing if requested. As SCP-2241's cooperation is considered essential to long-term containment, personnel are to call SCP-2241 by its given name, Cameron, when speaking directly to or nearby it. In order to facilitate research, personnel other than the assigned psychologist and those specifically designated may not become friendly with SCP-2241. If personnel suspect that SCP-2241 is beginning to develop a rapport with them, they are required to deter this. Description: SCP-2241 is a 7-year-old brown-haired male humanoid which has a minor telekinetic ability and is showing signs of a latent reality bending ability. This is in the notes that I'll read to you here in just a moment. SCP-2241 is to be led to believe that the Foundation maintains custody of him for his protection, and so that they can learn to understand his powers and use them to develop more superheroes. More specifically, SCP-2241 shows the ability to manipulate objects it can see and which are within approximately 6 meters of it. In addition to this, manipulated objects may teleport or be changed slightly, implying a more general reality-bending ability. SCP-2241 is considered a good candidate for long-term intensive research into telekinesis and reality-bending specifically, and anomalous humanoids generally. Now, currently, the leading theory among Foundation researchers is that anomalous humanoids of this type develop stronger or additional anomalous abilities as they age, with the possibility of developing into full-scale reality benders increased by emotional stress. As such, it is considered essential to long-term containment and research that SCP-2241 believes he is working with the Foundation. Forward. This is an interview between researcher and SCP-2241. Valdez is to attempt to clarify details of the anomalous incident during which SCP-2241 was contained, apparently while stopping a kidnapping, to establish a rapport with SCP-2241 and to make recommendations for research. Begin log. Valdez. Cameron, can you tell me what was happening when the fire team found you? 2241. Fire team? You mean the soldier guys? Valdez. That's right. 2241. I was trying to help that lady. Valdez. Why were you helping her? 2241. She looked scared. The bad guy had a gun. She was trying to run away. Someone had to help her. Valdez. But why did you have to help her? Why not run and call the police? 2241. Superheroes have to help people. I can move things without touching them, and other people can't, so I should use that to help them. Valdez. That's very good of you, Cameron. Have you helped anyone else like this? 2241. No, I've only ever practiced in the woods and stuff. Valdez. Has anyone ever caught you practicing? 2241. I don't think so. I tried to keep it secret, but sometimes people go for walks in the woods and they might have saw me, but I don't think so. Valdez. Okay, that's good. What kind of things can you do? 2241. I can move stuff without touching it, but not if it's too far away or if it's too big. Only like a cup across a room or a person's arm or something. Sometimes it can sort of change as well. Valdez. What do you mean by it can change, Cameron? 2241. Sometimes when I'm moving something, it changes to something I want. Like one time when I was moving a stone, it changed to look like a toy I lost. But it changed back after a while before I even got home. Valdez. Have you ever changed something on purpose? 2241. Not really. Sometimes when I hear my parents yelling, I wish they'd stop and they'd get distracted for a little bit, but they usually go back to arguing. At this point, SCP-2241 becomes visibly upset. Valdez. Do your parents fight often? 2241. No, not really. They don't mean to be angry. Valdez. Do they ever get angry at you? 2241. Sometimes. Daddy says it's my fault. I should just try harder. Mommy gets mad when my room is messy, but I try to keep it clean. I don't want her to be mad. Sound of SCP-2241 sniffing. Valdez. It's okay, Cameron. You're okay here. 2241. Thank you. Valdez. You know that ordinary people wouldn't understand about these powers, and that some other people with powers might try to hurt you? 2241. Yeah, heroes have to have a secret identity. Valdez. Did you have a superhero name to protect your identity picked out? 2241. I'm Cameron the Crusader. Valdez. That's a cool name, Cameron. Because of this danger, you're going to be staying here with the SCP Foundation for a while. Do you have any questions? 2241. What does SCP mean, mister? Valdez. It means secure, contain, protect. 2241. So it fights bad guys like S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Avengers? Valdez. That's right, Cameron. Like the Avengers. End log. Researcher Valdez's closing statement. SCP-2241 appears to trust me and believes that the Foundation is attempting to help him as much as possible. SCP-2241's account is consistent with the early stages of a humanoid developing a reality-bending ability. SCP-2241 may have experienced abuse at the hands of his parents, leading to early development of said ability. In the event that a more developed ability is required for research, similar emotional stress can be applied by Foundation staff. All right, this is Addendum 2241-01. Following initial testing, it seems that only a more developed ability will yield new data. Standard emotional manipulation and gaslighting techniques have had no effect thus far, allowing a D-Class to believe he has a valuable hostage in SCP-2241, and a chance to escape may provide the required emotional stimulus. Addendum 2241-02. During the hostage situation test, it became clear that SCP-2241 retains an aversion to violence it considers unnecessary. This is undesirable for testing purposes. Placing SCP-2241 in more direct and obvious danger following a violent incident may push it to use these abilities further. During this test, SCP-2241 showed direct control over changing the composition of a manipulated object. In this case, it was able to change a knife into a piece of chocolate. Researcher Valdez hypothesized that SCP-2241 was hungry during the event. Since the main testing event, it has shown semi-consistent use of this object transformation ability with a highly extended range for telekinetic abilities. Addendum 2241-03. Ignore the crossed out stuff. I don't know why that's on there. You're not to be reading it anyway. The rest says, overridden by 053 upon receipt of full analysis. The data we are receiving has been judged to be worth the danger, and SCP-2241 remains under the illusion that it is working with the Foundation. Testing will go ahead as planned. SCP-2241 has stated that it intends to grow stronger to stop more people from dying, and this will help both it and us in this aim. Killing a man with a teleported bullet was a stroke of tactical genius from the SCP object. MTF Theta-17 will be ready to respond during all further rounds of testing as a precaution. This was noted by 053. Addendum 2241-04. Following recent rounds of 05 approved rapid-fire testing with added emotional risks, innocent bystanders, and risk to SCP-2241's personal belongings, SCP-2241 has developed many further abilities consistent with reports of late-stage telekinetic reality benders. SCP-2241 can now consistently teleport matter and itself, act upon information from apparently several seconds into the future, and move or transform matter within 12 meters without directly viewing it. Hitherto unrecorded abilities such as self-duplication are also present. SCP-2241 has also shown good control over its abilities, expressing excitement about leveling up, the desire to learn more soon and to better help the Foundation. Neurological and psychological monitoring during certain tests has brought some insight into the development of such abilities. Specific areas of the brain have been identified as key to anomalous perception and control as described in document 2241 Neuro 23. Now, pass this around. Pass this around! God, if you're sleeping, I swear, I'm going to make you study SCP. You won't be sleeping after that, will you? Wake up, pass this around. This is a demonstrative sample of tests. As you do that, I'll go ahead and read this. Manipulation of non-SCP classification anomalous objects ranging from simple movement and teleportation to complex puzzle solving. SCP-2241 had some difficulty with anomalous object displacement at first, describing it as like grabbing a bouncy ball that won't stop. This was soon overcome, and SCP-2241 was capable of manipulating the more complex objects with ease, only slowed in terms of puzzle-solving skills by the most complex object. Despite initially growing frustrated with this, SCP-2241 was delighted when the anomalous puzzle box contained his favorite brand of chocolate bar. Apparent danger to Foundation personnel from malfunctioning armed drones. SCP-2241 turned the drones on each other, disarming the last by teleporting its weaponry away from it. Bomb disposal in the vicinity of innocent civilian D-Class, SCP-2241, appeared to absorb energy of bomb at time of explosion. This mechanism is not well understood, but is believed to be a transformation of kinetic energy to some form of equivalent potential energy. A suicide bomber attacking innocent civilian D-Class with the stipulation that the bomber be taken alive. SCP-2241 teleported bomb vest into explosive containment vessel before rendering the bomber unconscious with a punch. Notable in that SCP-2241 did not punch with any unusual force or speed and therefore rendered the bomber unconscious via other anomalous means. Injured personnel needing to be moved with extreme precision. Impromptu test. SCP-2241 was capable of teleporting a researcher who had fallen down some stairs to the nearest medical bay without displacement of broken collarbone or any discomfort on the part of the researcher. Discovery of bomb within SCP-2241's personal belongings. SCP-2241 became enraged and teleported bomb a great distance into sky before it detonated. SCP-2241 took some time to calm down, repeatedly stating that no one can take my things, it's not fair, I'm strong, I'm the Crusader. Noted lack of precision with abilities when angry, possibly deliberate show of rage. Stealing box from Foundation Modified Bank Vault. SCP-2241 managed to teleport in, take the box, and slow down Foundation sensors after tripping them before they could transmit that someone had been detected. This was only discovered upon later analysis. Clear violation of causality by SCP-2241. SCP-2241 expressed no concern about activities of dubious morality, a clear change from even days ago. Long-range surprise attack by robotic mortar. SCP-2241 became enraged and caught mortar bomb before throwing it back to the launcher at approximately 1.4 times the speed of sound. Mortar detonated upon impact with mortar. SCP-2241 is clearly less precise in abilities and more violent generally when angry. Perception problems when angry also seem to be an issue. SCP-2241 was heard to say, "I hate them. I'm a Foundation Venger and I hate the bad guys and I'm gonna fight them all." 2 civilians held hostage in rooms connected via bulletproof glass window by enemies with guns, which SCP-2241 was informed were impervious to sabotage. SCP-2241 was also informed that the hostages could not be teleported without physical contact. SCP-2241 instructed to rescue both hostages. SCP-2241 duplicated self and transported both hostages to Foundation command post simultaneously before returning to capture both enemies. SCP-2241 reported nausea afterward, but no other ill effects. Lack of attempts to do things SCP-2241 was told were impossible, likely indicative of strong loyalty to and belief in the Foundation. This ability had not yet been confirmed among any known reality benders. Now, the Ethics Committee formally recommends that testing be ceased while SCP-2241 receives treatment for severe emotional problems and personnel are investigated. Overridden by 053, testing will go ahead as scheduled. Treatment of known problems will commence immediately afterward. Previous testing was approved with 05 clearance. Now, this is Addendum 2241-05. Again, ignore the crossed out shit, which you probably shouldn't even be reading in the first place. Testing canceled by Ethics Committee following routine review. Researcher Valdez under investigation, security clearance temporarily revoked. Implanting a monitoring chip into a child this young cannot be done without significant developmental damage in later years. This will cause catastrophic problems for both the child and long-term containment, giving his well-developed capabilities. Additionally, deploying a child in combat, even under testing conditions, violates all moral norms. Personnel involved in sweeping the previous rapid-fire tests under the rug are under review. This was written by Ethics Committee ID EC12A51. Testing reinstated by order of 053, researcher Valdez's clearance restored. These tests are more important than one SCP, regardless of whether it looks like a child. Long-term containment and observation is no longer a priority, given the utility of data we've collected via intensive testing in the short term. The risk of the SCP breaching containment is minimal, given its loyalty. We now know which parts of the brain deal with certain anomalous abilities. With more detail, we can see how. We may even learn how to induce these abilities, and we will definitely learn how to neutralize them. This was written by myself. Look surprised? Yeah, I do a lot more than just talk to you morons every day. Testing canceled by 054 and 057 following investigation of researcher complaints. Researcher Valdez held by security personnel pending council meeting. This is too far. We cannot let this stand as precedent. This is but one step removed from child soldiers and even less removed from militarizing an SCP-level object. This was written by 054. Testing reinstated by majority overseer vote following emergency council meeting. Researcher Valdez exonerated. Testing will go ahead at the end of the week, assuming no complications. I believe the results will justify both the risks and the means. We're closer than ever to understanding the mechanism by which human brains interact with extranormal phenomena. The emotional and eventual neurological damage to SCP-2241 is unfortunate, but it is also necessary for the advancement of our understanding. In addition, due to the new modification of the monitoring hardware, 2241 can be neutralized quickly should it become a threat at any time after the surgery. This was written by researcher Valdez. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that was SCP-2241 dismissed. Oh, hey, by the way, Sergeant Sims, come in here. Come in here, please. I want you to take D- over there and reassign him to SCP. Yeah, let's see if Sir sleeps a lot. We'll fall asleep during meetings after messing around with that SCP for a while. Good luck. Bye-bye.